the word, well, short-term and long-term measures. As things stand, we have so many opportunities that we can fuse in the youths, at least to have one or two things to do before we wait for a long-term measure. What was lacking is leadership. What was lacking is selfish. What was lacking is fairness and generosity where leadership is concerned. Then there was too much selfishness. There was no leadership. It was survival of the fittest. It's about restructuring. I'll give you an example of, we take Lusaka City Council aspect. The council has capacity to employ youths in thousands if everything is followed according to their stipulated mandate. But what used to happen under PF was, when you are fit, you have muscles, you are a cadre, you are a thug, you suppress maybe 100 youths, and only 2 or 3 people will start enjoying the privileges. That was lack of leadership then. But now there is restructuring in the short-term measure. We have so many areas where our youths will be ventured. Coming to long-term, of course, we have an agenda of bringing more industries, identifying areas of investment. We have land. We have natural resources. We have industries which have died because of lack of proper leadership in place, because of lack of political will. So all those things will be revamped as a long-term solution, and a lot of youths will be busy. The reason why markets and bus stations are found to be an easiest way of getting one or two things, because youths have nothing to do.
Now, let me maybe try to revise my question. President Hakainde Hichilema was declared president-elect on the 16th of August, the year 2021, around 02 o'clock, 8 in the morning. By 14 hours, Hichilema had a press briefing where his first press as president-elect, where he stated clearly that under his leadership, there will be no cadarism. Today, it's 1st of September. He has been both president and president-elect for just 2 weeks. How are these people surviving in the 2 weeks that they have been out of the markets?
It doesn't mean that cadres have nothing to do. That is what you should not rule out. When survive Abwanji when they were in opposition for more than 15 years, how were they surviving? The people who are bringing confusions are PF cadres because they want to continue with the status quo.
You have asked the question.
What I mean is that, let me elaborate what I'm saying. What I mean here is, UPND cadres are disciplined cadres. The people who are still masquerading as cadres, though if they are still there, are not UPND members, are PF cadres, because they want to continue with their status quo of being cadres in the markets. And that's what the president and the party is saying no to this, because it has negative impact on our economy, and the environment to do business is becoming, it's always volatile. So the people who are complaining of cadres, of being cadre, whatever, that is the PF way of doing things. UPND have been in opposition for many years, and our cadres have been surviving. So what it is that we are slowly empowering our youths who mean well, including PF youths, when they realize the need that there's no need to be a cadre in the markets, to terrorize people, to disturb the environment to do business. They will join hands with us, because our agenda is to unite the country, to embrace all the people of this country, and go in the right direction. In one direction, of course, in the interest of our country. And that's what we are doing. So the issue of how are they surviving, we've never been cadres in the markets before. We've been in opposition and we've been surviving. Or what we are doing now,
you've been in opposition and
yes,
you've been surviving. But yes, let's look at the cadre itself, the cadreism that we have seen. I was not there in UNIP days, but I'm told there were vigilants who turned into cadres in the MMD time. And when PF formed government in 2011, they just changed the T-shirts from being blue to being green. And now you are accusing them of changing the colors from green to red. These are the same people that have been there, but they have not been working for a longer period of time. They have been surviving through cadarism. That's the reason why I asked, how are they surviving now? Don't you think this will escalate crime?
Let me start with this angle. PF themselves, they know, or they knew what we stood for and what we are standing on as UPND. The issue is sanity in the markets and sanity in public places such as bus stations. Immediately when UPND was put in power, even PF, something should have learned in their mind. Now we have a new government with new direction. Of course, they're supposed to adapt and fuse in and do the right thing. How are our members, our youths, surviving without being in the markets as cadres? It's the same way that any responsible youth would survive and fuse in and be a responsible citizen by following the direction of the government of the day. That is UPND. Of course, what we are saying is there are better things coming in the process. All of these youths will be absorbed into meaningful industries and ventures to their benefit and also to the benefit of the country. What we want is to maximize the investment, also the environment to conduct business. As things stand, under PF, the environment was totally bad. Councils were crippled. No investor was willing to invest in our country because of violence in our cities, because of cadres. Meaning that the government was having losses. And we were going down in terms of development and job creation. We saw companies closing down, industries closing down because of the same volatile environment to do business. We saw loss of investor confidence. No investor would dream of coming to invest in Zambia because of the same environment which was created by cadres. Who suffered the consequences of that? It's the majority cadres. It's not about each and every youth is a cadre in our country. It's about a few cadres with a criminal mind who always wanted to dominate the affairs of markets, the affairs of bus stations. There were just a few at the expense of millions of youths who were languishing in the markets and on the street and in their homes. So what we are saying that we should share the national cake equally. Whether you are weak, you are disabled, you are fat, you are educated, you are from a poor family, you are from a rich family, everyone must be treated equally because we are all Zambian people. So this the thing that we stand on as UPND. It's about equality, it's about fairness, it's about doing things as one family called Zambia. What used to happen under PF, it was all about survival of the fittest. When you are a thug, you are a criminal in thinking, you are huge, you have money, you can corrupt, you can go your way, then you survive at the expense of millions of people, suffering and complaining quietly in their hearts. And what you saw on 12 August, that was a protest vote. Because a lot of youths could not match the levels of survival, the benchmark that PF put in terms of doing businesses, in terms of surviving in our country. They said, no, this is too much. They protested, but they didn't show, especially in Lusaka. They were scared to show out that they are supporting UPND and HH. But what happened? They had to show it through the ballot as the only alternative powers that they had to speak and remove that this is not what we deserve as a country. And they voted in responsible leaders in the name of Hakainde Hichilema and UPND. And us also, UPND, through our able leader, President Hakainde Hichilema, His Excellency, the agenda is to do what Zambian people are telling us to do. They were complaining. We don't want cadarism in the markets. We don't want cadarism in the stations. And it's exactly that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. To be a public leader, to be a political leader, you don't necessarily mean, it doesn't mean that you're a boss. You are supposed to dance to the tune of the majority Zambians. You are supposed to be a servant and do what people are telling you, the people who put you in the office. Be it at presidential level, be it at parliamentary level, be it at mayoral level, chairperson level, at the councillor level. The law of a political leader is to dance to the tune of the people. We are dancing to the tune of Zambian people, who said this cadarism aspect is not needed in our country. It has brought a lot of negatives than positives in our affairs, in our development as a country. Our business have collapsed. There's too much criminalities. You grow your own vegetables, you go to Soweto. You put your cabbage at 80 kwacha. A kada comes, mama pakingani moto kayanwi. Olonga ochosa moto kanimenanga. Wafaka mtengo 15 kwacha. You are saying 10 kwacha cabbage yako. They are selling 15 kwacha. They come and give you the money. You are seeing your effort being misused, abused. Ako kashinga munga ni eve alima. With all the cost involved. Somebody is getting free money because of your efforts and your input. That is what used to pain the Zambian people.
Are you saying